Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. If you like our summaries, remember to subscribe and activate the notification.
Today, we are going to explore the extraordinary life and journey of Jackie Chan, from his humble beginnings to becoming a global icon. We'll discover how this incredible martial artist revolutionized action cinema and overcame countless obstacles on his path to stardom. Chan Kong-sang was born on April 7, 1954. Before becoming known as Jackie, he used many pseudonyms. When he was born, he weighed about 12 pounds. That's why his mother called him Pow Pow, Cannonball. Charles and Lily Chan worked as cooks and chambermaids at the French consul's residence in Hong Kong. They lived in poverty and had virtually no money. After the birth of their son, they even desperately considered selling their child for a time. Chan grew up as a very active child, a noisy fidgeter, and developed his personality from childhood, which often got him into trouble. His father tried to channel his energy in the right direction, and from the age of 4, he began to instill in him a love for sports. When he was 4 years old, his father became crueler to him. From the first light of morning, he pulled him out of bed and dragged him to morning training. Dad had studied wushu and Jenga style in the past, and he taught him some simple exercises and techniques. Initially, things didn't go as planned, and Chan, instead of calming down, became too confident. During his first year at school, called Nawa Primary School, he was expelled for bad behavior and because he didn't want to study. As a result, his father sent him to the Peking Opera School of the Chinese Opera Research Institute, which influenced the future Jackie's destiny. In Hong Kong, many years ago, there was a Chinese revolution going on. Many people escaped from China to Hong Kong. So in Jackie's school, in the morning, they were learning singing. Then in the afternoon, punching, then kicking. He was just 7 years old when he began this training. In this school, the child learned to sing, dance, study theater, philosophy, and martial arts, especially kung fu. The discipline in this educational institution was rigorous. Classes lasted 14 to 16 hours. Upon admission, the administration asked parents to sign a document stipulating that parents assumed full responsibility for everything that happened within the premises of the educational institution. In the most extreme case, corporal punishment could be fatal for children. In 1960, his parents moved to live in Australia. It was probably at this moment that Jackie's childhood ended. Master Yu Tianyang, was strict and believed only in hard work. He would wake the students up at 5 a.m. They would study until breakfast. They would go back to studying. Then there was lunch. More work, studying, dinner, and they would go to bed at midnight. They slept 5 hours and worked 14 hours a day. Asking to go to the bathroom before break was not allowed. The teacher would say, "If you want to go to the bathroom, you have to pay." But Jackie preferred this form of education to that of an ordinary school. Because of his character, he was expelled from his school. His energy, his charisma, and more importantly, his perseverance, his ability to get up again and again after failure, played a large role in his success. Admission to the Peking Opera required the actor to have knowledge in singing, pantomime, dance, and acrobatics. Performers of different roles dress in frilly clothes and wear makeup in bright colors. Such versatile training gave Jackie Chan good acting preparation and the ability to treat himself with humor. Master Yu noticed the boy. He quickly became his best student. They barely taught Jackie how to read and write. That's why he still writes poorly in Chinese. Master Yu spent a lot of time with students and formed a mini-troupe that organized shows for tourists and even started making money. They called themselves the 7 Lucky Ones. They became famous actors and directors. Some became famous only at the Hong Kong level, but one of them became known worldwide. And the master himself instilled in Jackie a love for the stage and became his second father. Now write in the comments which film with Jackie Chan you like the most, or you can boast about the number of films you've seen with his participation. We'll read everything and look forward to discussing it together. As a child, Chan began playing in episodic roles in films. From the age of 8 to 10, he played as an extra in classic opera or English genre films, Eternal Love, in Big and Little Wong Tin Bar, as the son of the main character played by Li Li Luo, and the Peking Opera, The Story of King Chong Lien. His role models were Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, and Harold Lloyd. They were all more important to the actor in his childhood than any martial arts star he was forced to follow at his young age. Later, Jackie and two of his other classmates formed a trio, Three Dragons, and together they went to Hollywood. They appeared in different films as actors, stuntmen, or even directors of actions and stunts. As soon as Jackie turned 17, the contract signed by his parents ended, and he began to enjoy the freedom of adulthood after visiting his family in Australia. There, alongside his parents, Jackie accepted any job that could bring in at least a little money, helped anyone who asked him about it, worked on a construction site, and did some odd jobs. It is said that it was in Australia that the actor received the name Jackie. That's what his construction site colleagues in Canberra called him because they couldn't pronounce his real name. In the early 1970s, Chan began appearing in minor roles, although he appeared on set with the rising martial arts superstar Bruce Lee in Fist of Fury in 1972 and Enter the Dragon in 1973. During these years, Chan and Lee often crossed paths, usually as actors and stunt coordinators. Shortly after Lee's untimely death, Chan frequently played in films capitalizing on Bruce Lee's success, using a few words such as fist, fury, or dragon in the titles of American releases. Later in this context, he stated, "I never wanted to be the next Bruce Lee. I wanted to be the first Jackie Chan." The turning point in Jackie Chan's destiny occurred in 1976 when he was offered the lead role in the action film New Fist of Fury by famous Hong Kong director Liu Wei, a sequel to the original 1972 film. New Fist of Fury was Jackie Chan's first film credited under the Chinese name Xing Long, which means successful dragon. Jackie owes his other achievements in Hong Kong mainly to the intelligent and enterprising Willie Chan, who became Jackie's personal manager and loyal friend, and remained so for over 30 years. Willie played a decisive role in launching Chan's international career, beginning with his first appearances in the American film industry in the 1980s. This was followed by other films with Jackie Chan's participation, and Willie understood something. The freer the actor was in his choices, the more successful the film was. Jackie's first Hollywood film was The Big Brawl in 1980. Jackie Chan received $1 million for his role in this film and immediately became the highest-paid Asian actor in American cinema at the time. This is still the case today. Chan's film career was in full swing, and he appeared in many low-budget martial arts films, which were quickly released by Hong Kong studios eager to respond to the martial arts film boom of the early 1970s. He starred in The Ruthless, The Killer, The Protector, and Magnificent Bodyguards, which was the first film in Hong Kong history shot in 3D. All were well received in theaters. However, Chan made a particularly significant breakthrough with the masterpiece Drunken Master, released in 1978, which became iconic among martial arts film fans. It's important to note that it was the legendary director and choreographer Yuan Yongping who directed Snake in the Eagle's Shadow and Drunken Master, who developed the image of a happy-go-lucky and smiling lazy character for Chan. That's how revolutionary kung fu comedy was born, in which humor became an integral part of fights. Thanks to the box office success of his films, Jackie had the opportunity to be himself. Chinese directors then imitated him. Jackie Chan's character, Chinese master Huang Feiyang, is a real figure in Chinese history and the founder of one of the most famous wushu styles called Wyanga. Already at the age of 13, Feiyang was considered an excellent fighter, and when he joined the army during the Chinese Revolution, he became famous throughout China as the Robin Hood of the 20th century. The story of his life has been presented in hundreds of films, books, and television shows. The Chinese master popularized the drunken style, firmly introducing it into popular culture. The practitioner of this technique gains strength as they drink alcohol to the conditioning stage, while the spontaneity of movements disorients enemies. However, Jackie didn't drink alcohol. Before filming, he held his head upside down for several minutes, so that the rush of blood would make his face red. It's much more difficult. Every frame, every scene, you have to fight with smiling eyes. Jackie was very proud of himself on this film. He created an unusual style specially for the film. Few people can do that. Jackie almost lost an eye during the filming of this movie. While performing a stunt, he fell from a table and severely injured his eye. The actor was taken to the hospital for stitches. But Jackie was afraid of needles. So, the doctors used electricity. And when the eye healed, it turned out to be wider than the others. The doctor then advised him to have cosmetic surgery. Drunken Master earned 2.5 times more than Chan's previous film, Snake in the Eagle's Shadow, which was already considered a success. In 30 days of theatrical release in Hong Kong, the film earned just over 6.7 million Hong Kong dollars. This makes it the second highest-grossing film in Hong Kong in 1978. The film was a huge boost in Jackie Chan's career, and he began to hope he could become a popular actor. Jackie Chan fans still rewatch Drunken Master with pleasure. Which are your favorite Jackie Chan films? Share the titles in the comments. Let's see which Jackie roles are the most popular among our viewers. However, Jackie Chan didn't just want to act in films. He also wanted to make films himself. Making a film is very expensive, and so, over the past 5 years, he has accepted almost all offers of supporting roles, worked as a stuntman, wrote and performed songs. One of the foundational elements of his career was the 1979 film, The Fearless Hyena. Thanks to this film, Jackie had accumulated the necessary sum. He wrote the script independently, was the director of scenes and stunts, played the lead role, sang in the opening and closing credits, and started as a director. Chan's directorial debut was successful. The film was a box office success in China. In the early 1980s, Chan again became a director and screenwriter with The Young Master. And then the producer of Enter the Dragon, Robert Klaus, brought Jackie to the United States to film The Big Brawl, also known as The Big Bro. The film was supposed to make our hero known in the American market. However, the actor was not satisfied with the final result, just like the American audience. In a new attempt to become famous in the United States, Jackie was cast alongside Burt Reynolds in Al Nedham's 1981 film, The Cannonball Run, for car chases. The plot is based on real races organized in the United States from 1971 to 1979. Jackie was cast as a Japanese race car driver. Unfortunately, his martial arts skills were shown only very quickly towards the end of the film. Chan was impressed by the scenes inserted into the end credits of the film, which inspired him to use his techniques in his future projects. In the 1980s, Jackie began to actively develop his second passion. The actor was also a talented singer. As a performer, he gained popularity in Hong Kong and the Asian region. Since 1984, Jackie has released 20 albums of compositions in Cantonese, Mandarin, and Taiwanese, as well as Japanese and English. He often performed songs for his films himself. But when the films were released in Europe and the United States, his compositions were usually replaced. While his relationships with Hollywood were strained, Jackie decided to return to the East to do what he did best: shoot incredible action films full of spectacular stunts. Chan and his legendary stunt team were unmatched in their ability to match incredible action scenes. Over the next decade, some of his best projects were released with their participation. Chan with the dynamic Sammo Hung, Yuan Biao played in Winners and Sinners, Project A, Wheels on Meals, Police Story, and Police Story 2. When Bruce Lee died in 1973, it was like a great void for Hong Kong cinema. Already at an advanced age, Jackie complained. He wanted to be like Chaplin or Buster Keaton, but all the directors he worked with always wanted him to copy Bruce Lee. The somewhat rebellious actor drew inspiration from the martial arts icons' films, but with a fundamentally opposite approach. Jackie displayed a joyful grimace where Bruce kept a deadly seriousness. Project A, released in 1983, is considered the ancestor of action comedy. The film's action scenes use a lot of stunts, improvisations, and other elements from old films that have inspired Chan since childhood. Until then, Hong Kong films had not used such large sets and had not paid so much attention to historical details as this film. It was the first film with a mixed variety of action scenes and not just martial arts. Before filming, Jackie Chan and his stunt team trained with real experts to give the action a feeling of authenticity. It took Chan a week to find the courage to film the clock tower fall scene inspired by the film Safety Last. Jackie was afraid of falling and clung to the clock until he literally lost his grip and fell. Chan performed this stunt scene 3 times, 2 takes mounted during the film and a third failed one during the credits. The title, Project A, was originally a non-definitive title, and he wanted to call it the Pirate Patrol film. But he feared that after that, other Hong Kong film producers would rush to copy and release films with pirates. The 1984 film Wheels on Meals is another no less iconic and significant film in Jackie's career. The film was shot in Barcelona, and Gaudi's Cathedral appears in the credits. That's because the butler's confession scene about Sylvia's origin takes place on one of the upper platforms. However, the main reason this film became cult was that there were several great fights for which the film was nominated for Best Action Scene Production at the Hong Kong Film Awards. In the final duel between Jackie Chan and Benny Urquidez, Benny gave such a strong kick that several candles were placed nearby and were blown out by the wind caused by this kick. This scene was included in the film. Benny Urquidez was hitting for real, seeking contact, which discouraged Jackie. This is due to the fact that Urquidez was used to performing in the ring but had little experience filming a movie. There were many rumors about the atmosphere during filming, during the big fight scene with Jackie Chan and Benny Urquidez, ranging from speculation that the two actors didn't get along at all to the rumor that the filmmakers had threatened Hercules to send for hitting Jackie so hard. However, the actors respected each other and hugged at the end of filming. In English-speaking countries, the film was released under the name Wheels on Meals, and it would be more correct to call it Meals on Wheels. This was due to the fact that the management of the Golden Harvest Film Company was afraid to release another film beginning with the letter M, after the company's previous films, Megaforce and Ménage à Trois, which completely failed at the box office. During the scene where the main characters infiltrate the palace, they refer to James Bond, then Project A, the actor's previous project. It became the highest-grossing film in Hong Kong that year, with 21 million Hong Kong dollars. Later, in reference to the film, the arcade game Kung Fu Master was released. In 1982, Chan devoted time to his personal life. He married Taiwanese actress Joan Lin and had a son, J.C. Chan, the same year. He would also continue singing and comedy. According to the media and actress Ellen Ng, Jackie Chan also has a hidden daughter. Ada Weasley, born in 1999, Hong Kong media claimed he was the father, but neither party confirmed this information. Her mother, Ellen Ng, announced that she had decided to raise her daughter alone, without Jackie's help. In the early 1980s, Jackie was a real star in China, but he still couldn't break through at the American box office. Nevertheless, he didn't give up hope of making a name for himself in the American film market. With Danny Hallo in 1985, he starred in The Protector. Jackie felt that the American director, James Glickenhaus, had failed to grasp the public's expectation for this film. It received mixed reviews and box office receipts. Despite fairly significant publicity, it failed at the American box office. The Protector was Jackie's second film where the actor used firearms. The first was The Young Master, although Jackie had tried to shoot with firearms even earlier, in the film Dragon Lord, in the scene where Dragon and Cowboy take a musket and accidentally shoot at the ceiling. Jackie decided to slightly change his image in the eyes of the public in his next film. In Police Story, martial arts were more moderate, but his fans loved it. Hollywood cares about comedy, relationships more than stunts. In Hong Kong, they go straight to stunts and action. But in the United States, it's sometimes too much. So now, Jackie diversifies, taking something good from Hollywood and something good from Asia. Interestingly, in 1985 alone, Jackie Chan played a police officer in no less than 5 films. Ironically, Chan stated that if he hadn't become an actor, he would probably have become a police officer. Over the years, Jackie had already suffered a lot during the fights of his own stunts. He was used to getting hit, suffering, and continuing to shoot with possible injuries. He had already been through it more than once during his studies. In all, there were fractured ribs, fingers, sprains and dislocations, cuts, and bruises. But an accident in 1986 almost cost the actor his life. During the filming of Armor of God, Jackie jumped from the castle wall to a tree but didn't succeed and fell on a stone, breaking his head. He had a skull trauma and cerebral hemorrhage. Jackie was at 25 meters height when he fell. That's a pretty long fall. He tried to grab the building. He was like Wile E. Coyote, trying to run on the building. If the cameraman could push him, he would be safe. But if the cameraman takes the camera, he leaves. It was terrible. But fortunately, Jackie recovered his health. As a result, he doesn't hear as well from his right ear as from his left ear. But that's nothing compared to the after-effects Jackie could have had. It's the most serious injury of his entire career. However, even after this, Chan didn't give up his favorite hobby, acting, stunts, and martial arts. Jackie has often said in interviews that he would like to have more money to participate in charitable works. And these are not just beautiful words. In 1988, the actor founded the Jackie Chan Charitable Foundation to offer scholarships and active help to Hong Kong youth, as well as to help victims of natural disasters or diseases. His biggest regret in life is not having received a good education. This motivates him to fund educational institutions around the world. He quickly returned in front of the cameras. Projecta Part 2 was made primarily due to the fact that the first part was really appreciated by the Emperor of Japan. And in Police Story 2, released a year later, Jackie again suffered numerous injuries, including a burn to the face while escaping from a burning factory. The final explosion of the factory, filled with explosives, was the largest explosion in Hong Kong film history at the time. The real building exploded. As a result, Jackie invited pyrotechnic specialists from America, and the musical accompaniment of the film was extracted from Armor of God. The most notable films of the following years are Wheels on Meals, Armor of God 2, Operation Condor, Police Story 3, for which Jackie Chan himself approved Stan Net-ong to direct the film. The rope ladder stunt launched from a helicopter in Police Story 3 was performed from a height of 300 meters, and Chan was hit by a helicopter. The films proved to be a great significant success for Jackie. They elevated his status to unprecedented heights in Asia and were quite important among his devoted fans around the world. It's rather ironic to note that local fame did Jackie more harm than good. The fact is that at the turn of the 80s-90s, the Chinese entertainment industry was held in an iron fist by triads. Jackie went against the system by refusing to do business with them. However, the demands became so persistent that one day, Chan was forced to buy a firearm and stopped leaving his home without his weapon, even occasionally carrying a grenade with him. The actor stated that once, 20 members of an armed gang surrounded him at dinner. I pulled out a gun, and I was hiding 2 others. I told them they had gone too far and that I had been hiding from them. Later, I confronted them with 2 firearms and 6 grenades. At one point, he even had to hide in the United States. But the triads found him there too. They opened fire on me as soon as I got off the plane. Chan radically solved the problem, and he spent $500,000 hiring security agents to protect himself and the artists who worked with him in his projects. Eventually, the triad lost much of its influence in the Chinese entertainment industry, and Jackie Chan is still considered a hero. Success in the United States was finally coming for the actor who worked so hard. It came with the action film Rumble in the Bronx, a project that opened the doors of Hollywood to the actor and made him known to the whole world, well beyond China. Rumble in the Bronx is a 1995 action comedy and Jackie's first film to be released at the American box office. Don't be surprised that the Bronx scenes of New York are actually shot in Vancouver for the film. The producers wanted to call the English-speaking version Rumble in Vancouver. But the American distributors decided that Rumble in the Bronx was a better title, so they changed it. However, anyone who knows the geography of Vancouver or New York can easily understand where the film was shot. The landscape of the Canadian city is often noticeable on screen. Jackie did several very dangerous stunts in the film and performed the shooting mainly with an injured leg. One episode required jumping from a bridge onto a hovercraft. The actor landed badly, injured the bones of his thigh, the lower leg to the ankle joint, suffered a fracture of the left ankle, and a fracture of the toes. But that didn't stop him, and he continued filming with a broken leg. At certain moments, it is noticeable. For example, in the bandit's escape scene, it is clearly visible that Jackie is limping. He had to wear a painted sock to make it look like sneakers on the cast. Adding to the difficulty is the region where the film was shot. The store fight scene took 20 days to complete, as Chan trained local stuntmen to fight like in Hong Kong. Jackie was afraid that the film would not be accepted in the United States, which was the case with other American films, The Big Brawl and The Protector, and accepted New Light Cinema's proposal to make a number of changes in timing, cut scenes that slow down the dynamics and rhythm of the film, and also modify personal sequences. For this reason, the American version lasts 91 minutes, 15 minutes less than the Hong Kong version. Jackie Chan didn't waste time and got back to work for the films Police Story 4, First Strike, Mr. Nice Guy, and Who Am I? In the third, the scene where the hero Jackie rides a rhinoceros had to be removed because a technician had made a mistake. Unfortunately, it was not possible to redo this scene, which greatly upset Jackie, since during the filming of this scene, he broke a rib falling from a rhinoceros to the ground. But there were still enough highlights in the film, like the legendary slide jump on a 23-story building in Rotterdam, which Jackie dedicated to his teacher, Master Yu. All these films had positive results at the international box office, beginning to work on an American film with a huge budget, Rush Hour, in 1998. In this project, Chan worked with comedian Chris Tucker. And Jackie Chan himself spoke English for the first time in American cinema, because before that, he always preferred dubbing. The actor doubted a lot his ability to speak a foreign language. The director persuaded him to abandon dubbing, as it would give authenticity to his character. The film was even more successful than Rumble in the Bronx, and firmly established Jackie as a true star in the United States. Surprisingly, the actor spoke negatively about the film. To shoot in each of the films, he had his reasons, unlike Rush Hour. He had no reason, only money. These are the films he likes the least, but ironically, they did very well in the United States and Europe. Director Brett Ratner was a big fan of Jackie Chan's Hong Kong films. He felt that the American audience would not be familiar with the jokes from Jackie's other films but intentionally reused some of them. For example, the scene where Inspector Lee accidentally grabbed Johnson and Elizabeth Pena by the chest is a reference to Jackie Chan's Mr. Nice Guy. Jackie Chan stated that the scene where his character first meets Chris Tucker's character was very similar to the actor's first meeting in real life at the agency office. The first time Jackie met Chris Tucker was at the William Morris office. And Tucker kept talking. Jackie was thinking, look at this guy, why does he keep talking? And, he's so fast. And after Tucker left, Jackie asked his manager, what is he talking about? Tucker spoke so fast that after the meeting ended, Chan said to his manager, I don't understand a single word coming out of his mouth. This expression was used in the film. Here's an interesting fact. Rush Hour inspired the creation of the Rotten Tomatoes website. The site's founder, Sen Duong, is a big fan of Jackie Chan and created a website to collect reviews of all Chan's Hong Kong films released in the United States. He created the website in 2 weeks and published it shortly before the release of this film. Rotten Tomatoes is currently one of the sources of film reviews, and its tomato meter rating is used to evaluate the success of a film for advertising and awards. Jackie then teamed up with rising star Owen Wilson to star in the 2000 film Shanghai Noon and its 2003 sequel, Shanghai Nights. References to westerns and the names of western actors are numerous in the film. Jackie Chan's hero, Chung Wong, in America, is called John Wayne, in honor of the king of westerns, John Wayne. Roy O'Bannon, at the end of the film, stated that his real name was Wyatt Earp, in honor of the famous lawman and western hero, who lived in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. One of the members of Roy's gang is called Walashi, in honor of actor Eli Wallach, who played the gang leader in the film The Magnificent Seven. The title, Shanghai Noon, in the English-speaking version, is a reference to the famous film High Noon, and the plot of the film itself refers to another western from 1991, Red Sunday. Brandon Merrill, who played the woman on horseback of Jackie Chan's hero, is a real rodeo champion. For now, it's her only film role. The horseshoe fight scene was almost impossible to do with a fake horseshoe, as it was too light. However, Jackie Chan refused to hit one of the stunt men with a real horseshoe. Let's say it was too dangerous. And this catchy phrase is actually borrowed from a James Brown song. Moreover, the song played during the bar fight scene by ZZ Top is the same song played during the character presentations in The Dirty Dozen and Armageddon. In 2000, there was the premiere of the animated series that became a true icon for an entire generation, Jackie Chan Adventures, which tells the story of an archaeologist who takes on the character traits of the characters played by Chan. Interestingly, the actor himself did not play the main character, but he appeared at the end of each episode and answered questions about his life and work in a mini-interview format. Moreover, he was one of the producers of the show. Many episodes of the animated series contained references to Chan's film and life. For example, in the episode A Night at the Opera, the main character's uncle stated that he was part of the Seven Little Fortunes show troupe. Jackie Chan was part of this troupe in real life. Another example in the episode Snake Love, Jackie used the drunken master kung fu style. As you already know, the style was used by Jackie in the film Drunken Master. Some of the characters in the series were also based on real people. Uncle combined the characters of Jackie's father and his agent. Jade was inspired by his niece, and Toru was based on one of the members of his stunt team as well as himself. In 2001, Jackie Chan teamed up again with Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 2. The film proves to be a good sequel to the first installment. The scene where Carter and Lee run naked in the street in Hong Kong was filmed in a single take, and there are no extras around them. They really had to do it because the production couldn't close the street for filming. Actor Don Cheadle, who played Kenny in the film, agreed to play only if he fought Jackie Chan and spoke Chinese. During the filming of the stunt where Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker jump out of the upper window of the Red Dragon Hotel, then slide on the Chinese lantern wires, there was a real car chase that wasn't part of the film. The shooting took place in Las Vegas, Nevada, and apparently, a car full of drunk tourists had an accident with a taxi driver. The two cars started chasing each other, heading towards the set and not noticing the crew members, extras, and a huge crane with a camera and technical crew. Fortunately, no one was injured. The taxi driver and passengers were arrested by the police. A little anecdote that could have complicated the release of the film. On the fake $1 bills used for the film, one could read, "We believe in dogs." During one day of filming, extras left the set with fake money and ended up in several Las Vegas casinos. The situation became so uncontrollable that the film's production was briefly suspended, while the FBI investigated the props department to determine if they had violated the 1992 Counterfeit Prevention Act. The film earned $67 million in its opening weekend, an increase of $34 million from Rush Hour during the same period. In 2002, the film community definitely recognized Jackie Chan's talent in cinema, and the actor received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The star is located right near the entrance of the Kodak Theater building, where the Oscars are awarded. Jackie remembered coming to Hollywood and seeing these stars for the first time. He wanted one too. He was happy to have achieved his dream. Now, he's called here to make films, but he'll never forget Hong Kong and his homeland. A few years later, Jackie received another star on the Hong Kong Walk of Stars. On April 28, 2004, it was opened to the general public. Let's go back to 2002. The film, The Tuxedo, where Chan played with Jennifer Love Hewitt, was released. The film received very mixed reviews. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film received a low average, 22%, with an average rating of 4.4 out of 10. Critics stated, "Chan is still as charming, but his talent is masked by special effects and a bad script." On Metacritic, the film had a score of 30 out of 100, indicating mostly unfavorable reviews. However, Jackie's fans liked the film, and many talk about it in a purely positive way. The film, The Medallion, in 2003, suffered an even more consequential failure. It couldn't even recoup the money spent on its creation. It collected $34 million on a budget of $41. Many factors are responsible for the situation. Scenes from the film had to be redone when the studio discovered that the film's script borrowed large parts, including entire scenes and dialogues, from Margot Blatt's 1988 horror comedy, Blick to the Zombies. The additional scenes, res hot at the end of the production process with Chan, are very noticeable. Jackie wears the hair extensions he wore during the filming of Shanghai Nights. Interestingly, this was the first film to use special effects during Jackie Chan's fight scenes. Another fun fact, according to the guides at Dublin Castle in Ireland, Jackie Chan jumped on the throne during filming. This makes him the first person to sit on the throne since King George V. The next film, Around the World in 80 Days, released in 2004, became at that time Jackie Chan's most expensive and biggest box office flop, collecting $72 million on a budget of $110 million. In 2014, the Los Angeles Times ranked the film as one of the most expensive box office flops of all time. But that's not all. It received 2 Golden Raspberry nominations, the first for Arnold Schwarzenegger for Worst Supporting Actor, and the second for Worst Remake, Sequel, or Derivative Film. The film is based on Jules Verne's novel, and Jackie himself played the role of Passepartout. The shooting lasted 6 months, and it's the first time Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson played brothers on screen. Not forgetting his devoted fans, Jackie returned to traditional film with New Police Story in 2004 and The Myth in 2005. At this point, Jackie Chan partly moved away from kung fu comedies and began trying other genres, including romance, drama, and fantasy. In New Police Story, he played an alcoholic police officer who decided to avenge the death of his friends. In The Myth, he appeared as a legendary Chinese archaeologist who fell in love with a princess. Moreover, both of Chan's heroes in this last film practiced kung fu. In 2008, several films with Jackie Chan were released at the same time. The actor played with another equally popular Asian film star, Jet Li, in Rod Minkoff's The Forbidden Kingdom. The film itself didn't delight critics and didn't bring in the expected revenues, despite the presence of a duo of great actors. Chan then worked on animation, playing a monkey in the animated film Kung Fu Panda. Interestingly, the chopstick fight scene between Pa and Master Shifu in the cartoon is a tribute to a similar scene from the 1980 film Fearless Master, starring Jackie Chan. Jackie recorded his voiceovers for the cartoon in 3 languages, in Mandarin and Cantonese, during a 5-hour recording session in Los Angeles. Jackie Chan's jump, kick, and scream, as the monkey, are similar to the animated intro of the 1990 American series, The Night Shadow Horror Kung Fu Theater. In 2009, Chan was appointed anti-drug representative by the Chinese government, actively participating in anti-drug campaigns and supporting President Xi Jinping's declaration that illegal drugs must be eradicated and their users severely punished. In 2014, when his own son, JC, was arrested for cannabis use, he said he was angry, shocked, heartbroken, and ashamed of his son. He also stated that he hoped all young people would learn from Jesse and stay away from the dangers of drugs. He told Jesse that they must accept the consequences when they do something wrong. Chan then starred in the epic historical drama, The Founding of a Republic. And in 2010, he could be found in the action and adventure films The Spy Next Door with Amber Valletta, Little Big Soldier with Juan Leon, and The Karate Kid with young Jaden Smith. In 2011, the film Shaolin was released with Andy Lau. In 2012, the adventure comedy thriller Chinese Zodiac was released. Jackie Chan not only played the lead role but also acted as director, screenwriter, and producer of the film. Then, during a press conference at the Cannes International Film Festival, Chan declared that Chinese Zodiac would be his last major action film. Jackie is saddened by the cruelty of the modern world. According to him, he loves martial arts but hates cruelty. He could well play on screen not only action heroes but also more serious roles. So, day after day, year after year, the actor told himself, "Okay, I'll show you the real Jackie Chan." He wants to be a real actor, not just an action star. Over the past 10 years, he's played in other films, like Karate Kid, where he preferred to play an old man. He wonders how long his body can continue to work like this. Because he's not so young anymore. He received the script.
Hong Kong Police, Chinese Police.
Hong Kong Tea, Kinesa Tea.
Later, Jackie said that journalists hadn't interpreted his words well. In a statement on his Facebook page, he clarified that he wasn't planning to completely abandon action films but just wanted to take fewer risks by performing stunts for his films. In 2013, the films Personal Tailor and the even darker Police Story Lockdown were released with his participation. Although it has Police Story in the title, this film has nothing in common with the other Jackie Chan films in the Police Story series. Here, for the first time, he played the role of a police officer in mainland China. To do this, Chan cut his hair short to match the appearance of a continental officer. The film received mixed reviews from critics. Then there was As the Light Goes Out and Dragon Blade. In 2016, there was Skip Trace, Railroad Tigers. But Jackie also returned to lend his voice to the Monkey Master in Kung Fu Panda 3. The cartoon proved to be a successful sequel to the series. It collected just over $500 million at the box office and guaranteed the release of 3 more films. In 2017, Chan appeared in Stan Lethong's film Kung Fu Yoga and the sequel to the 2005 film The Myth. He also played characters in the animation projects The Nut Job 2 and the Lego Ninjago Movie. He played a Vietnam War veteran in Martin Campbell's police thriller The Foreigner and the science fiction thriller Bleeding Steel. During filming in China, in an interview, Chan discussed the reasons for his participation in this film. He said he's still young, but not as young as before. But he still wants to do something new. With directors, new technologies, his real stunts and action, he wanted to work on a science fiction film. Judged by critics, the film was not a success. Various publications and reviews noted the lack of action, humor, or logic, that the film is full of laughable English dialogues and average actors. But all experience is good to take. In 2019, Jackie appeared on screen in the fantasy film The Night of Shadows. By the way, the name was proposed by Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan. The film's budget is about $50 million. In the Russian Federation and the countries of the Commonwealth of Independent States, the film collected only $5.6 million. And in China, the exploitation of the film completely failed, and the screening was interrupted. In 2020, Jackie Chan released the film Vanguard, which was shot in Dubai and London. During the filming of the jet ski scene in January 2019, Jackie nearly drowned. However, critics liked this scene in the film. In 2021, Jackie's latest animated film titled The Giant Genie was released. Jackie Chan's career includes more than 100 films, and in such a long career, he has formed a vivid and very recognizable image. An image that has been assiduously improved and refined from film to film. Today, Jackie is recognized for his ability to use everyday objects as props in action scenes, from chairs and tables to ladders, lamps, etc. He can use a chair, he can flip it, you can do this, you can do that with your foot, then come back, you can flip the chair under, you can do all sorts of things. He likes to show the peace sign when posing for cameras. Basically, Jackie has not only done all his own stunts but also acts as a leader, expecting actors and actresses in his films to also do their own stunts. He uses martial arts and hand-to-hand combat in all his action scenes. Although he is considered a martial artist, Jackie has little formal training and has not obtained a belt for any style. The basis of his martial arts comes from Peking opera, which uses a more theatrical interpretation of martial arts. The fighting style he uses during filming is a mixture of different styles, mainly using northern and traditional kung fu as a base, then using other fighting styles to make the scene work with a more humorous approach. At the end of his films, he often shows failed stunts and avoided accidents. In addition to spectacular stunts and actions, his films often feature scenes in which he is tortured or forced into exhausting physical efforts, usually as punishment by a teacher. It's very important that he feels the pain when he makes a film. Chan always plays the good guy, except for Policewoman, released in the United States under the name Rumble in Hong Kong in 1973. Sylvester Stallone then offered him the role of Simon Phoenix in Demolition Man in 1993. He refused, as he didn't want to play the villain. Most often, Chan dubs his own voice for English releases of his Asian films. He also dubs his Asian films in Chinese. As we talked about earlier, Jackie Chan has often been injured doing his own stunts. According to him, there isn't a bone he hasn't already broken at least once. Jackie said he was blacklisted by all insurance companies and can't insure his health or life due to the fact that he likes to do his own stunts and has accumulated a lot of injuries over the years. Yet, Jackie isn't the only one to have had bruises and injuries in his films. When filming action scenes, his own punches and kicks really hit home. Therefore, Chan forces his course partners to wear special pads on their legs and body to avoid serious injuries. Jackie Chan speaks Thai, Japanese, German, Cantonese, Chinese, English, Korean, and Spanish. Before becoming famous as Jackie, the actor used many pseudonyms, including Pow Pow, Yuan Luo, Chen Yuan Lang, as well as Yuan Lang Chan, Baseball Bat, Wilson Chin, and many others. The actor was supposed to star in a film titled Nosebleed, but the project was cancelled after the terrorist attack on the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001. He was supposed to play a window cleaner at the World Trade Center who had to stop a terrorist, a sensitive subject. Jackie Chan's fan club once had 10,000 people, mostly young girls. One of them committed suicide when she learned he was married. Another fan attempted suicide, but she was saved. In 1990, the French Minister of Culture and Communication awarded the actor the title of Knight of the Order of Arts and Letters. In addition, Jackie also received the Order of the British Empire and the Silver Bohemia Star, SBS. His awards also include the Innovator Awards from the American Choreography Awards and the Lifetime Achievement Awards from the Taurus World Stunt Awards, as well as an honorary Oscar for his contribution to cinema. He still had dialogue. He forgot what he was supposed to say. He didn't know. It's an honor to be here. It's his honor. Thank you. Thank you. Last but not least, many thanks to all his friends, fans around the world. Because of them, he has a reason, continue to make movies, jumping through a window, kicking and punching, keep breaking his bones. Thank you so much. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you. In addition, Jackie Chan became the first Chinese artist to leave his handprint at the Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood, and the first person in history to do it twice. The first time, the actor did it in 1997, but the prints were lost, and the ceremony had to be redone in 2013. Chan, who has starred in more than 100 films, left prints not only of his hands and feet but even of his nose, dipping his face in the cement. Jackie has an excellent long-standing relationship with Mitsubishi Motors. The company has repeatedly donated its cars for his films. The actor is more generally a big fan of motorsport. With driver David Chen, he was co-owner of the Chinese team Jackie Chan DC Racing, which narrowly missed first place at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2017. His favorite films are Gone with the Wind from 1939, Singin' in the Rain from 1952, and The Matrix from 1999. Jackie Chan holds 2 Guinness World Records, which were awarded to him on December 5, 2012. He holds the records for the most credits in a single film and the most stunts performed by a living actor. The first record was established thanks to Chinese Zodiac, where he played 15 major roles for the film, including director, producer, actor, fight choreographer, and composer. He held the record of 11 roles, held by Robert Rodriguez. The Hitmonchan character from the Pokemon series is named after Chan. In addition to his film production company GCE Movies Ltd., Jackie Chan owns or is co-owner of several production companies. Moreover, being a true cinema lover, Chan owns a cinema network, Jackie Chan Yole International Cinema. In 2015, he already had 38 cinemas in the country. Everyone sells merchandise under the Jackie Chan brand. The artist himself stated that he would like to open them throughout the country, making Saturday tickets free for children. By the way, Jackie is a traveling ambassador for UNICEF. Jackie Chan has followed a long and traumatic path to be loved and recognized worldwide. The films with his participation have become cult, and the actor himself has received dozens of rewards, nominations, and prizes. He is loved by both children and adults, who were themselves once children and grew up with Jackie Chan's films.